Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 2 of SubTerra Tech. Today we have a lot of interesting stuff going on in this episode. I am starting here because my original opening got corrupted when I sent it to the editor. So hit that like, subscribe, and follow button for the editor because it really means a lot to her. And also, share this with your friends so they know to like, share, and subscribe it. Let's jump right into this episode. All right, guys, getting into the second episode here, we are going to be finishing up, I'm hoping this chapter at least today. So I think, yeah, I think right there is the direction I want to set up all the water wheels and that type of stuff. So let's grab some of these small water wheels. 6 of them should do. A porcelain bucket, or 3. That should be enough water. And before we do that, I want to pretty much show you guys some of the stuff you can get with this essence. Uh, what I plan to do is just, like press the U here. Kelp, that's another one. Slime balls, there we go. Anything that we haven't gotten already, EMC'd stuff for. I just want to at least get one set of them. That way, if we need them in the future, we have the EMC. I still haven't figured out which is the best yet. I will probably do some math between episodes here and figure it out. I'll let you guys know. Anyway, we want to make a chest. Wait. Did we have chest already taught to this? I think we do. Yeah, there we go. We can just put pretty much the excess stuff in here. I did make 7 of these basic survivals. Yeah. We'll take some shafts here, gears, or cogs, I think they're called. You know what? We'll just take a stack of both of those. We do want some kelp. And the reason why is we're going to smelt it. And the reason why is burnt kelp actually is part of a lot of future recipes and stuff. And I think that's it. So we're going to need a millstone. So we're going to need some of this stuff that we already have. All right, so we got dried kelp in here. In fact, we could take like a stack of that and make some belts. I think belts should have EMC. Why, yes, they do. Belts are also very useful for create. Let's see here. The millstone, it requires a cog, andesite casing, and stuff. All right. That's one of the first things we're going to need. I'm sorry, guys. I am a little stuffed up here. Uh, and let's grab some cobblestone. I want a pickaxe. It's a little bit stronger than the wood one we have, so be useful for us to have it. There we go. Got the pickaxe here. Teach it this pickaxe. And we'll go into this wall. We want to dig, like, if I'm not mistaken, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and we dig this top row here. This top row. And 1, 2, 3, 4 down like this. Should work the best way to power these water wheels. Did I go 6? Yeah, and I only dig 5. Okay, so let's just clear out the 5. Or the 6th one. And what we'll do is we'll take 1, 2 buckets like so. And if I'm not mistaken, if we place this here and this here. Okay, it does not make an infinite water source. That's fine. Just need one more water source in here, and you guys are going, but Malkor, that's just a bunch of water. You're not gonna get the water wheels to work. And the answer is, there we go. Yes, we did get them to work. I could actually get a piece of stone here. Pretty this up. There we go. That, and put a giant cog on there. Wait, no. Put a tiny cog, a giant cog, tiny cog, and if we grab some andesite casings, if I'm remembering this correctly, we put that on there. We could set this one right here. Do I have this backwards? I think I have this backwards now. So giant to tiny. To giant. Can I put that on that one? Yes. Okay, so place, no, not place a tiny there. Place a tiny here. Which means I can place a big one there. And that's a lot of work power. All right, so we're getting decent power. Since this one's already on the ground, we'll just set this here, set a small one here, and millstone right there. All right. Did I actually teach the millstone to the system? I don't know. Let's go back over here and go. Yeah. Nope, we did not. But now it's taught. All right. So we've got that speed. done up. And now we need to start crushing these to get this type of stuff, which is in the millstone. If we take just gravel, it has a chance of giving us all those stuff. And if I'm not mistaken, I want to do like about 2 stacks of this stuff in here before we even bother taking it out. And yeah, that's actually going through that pretty decently because there's only 58 pieces up there. And you see right there, we are getting all of the materials. Like, we actually select that and finish this off that quest. Another thing we need to do is make a mechanical press, which is a lot of iron. So we're going to need a bit of iron before we progress further into this. Just letting that go through there. I'm actually shocked with how fast this is going and everything, and I'm actually happy with myself that I remembered the trick right there of how to speed this up. It's been a bit since I've actually been able to do anything with that. Anyway, we want to turn this into uncompressed coal. Because just this gives us 8 burns. This gives us 9, so it's a little bit better. And there we go. That's all of the gravel finally getting processed. I'm needing quite a bit of iron. We're going to definitely need to make a spout, so that's a copper casing, and that type of stuff. We're going to need a mechanical press, which is andesite 9, and let's see here, andesite shaft. Let's grab a stack of shafts. This is not where we're going to keep this, but this is just a initial starting setup for our create. We're about halfway through here. Should be able to finish this up. Should be super simple. Well, that's an interesting note right there. I wonder how people found that out, you know? We do need a lot of iron done up, but this will be the initial start here. It's because we need at least one of these modern hammers. And let's see here. If we set this guy on that side and set you up right there, that puts that right there as the spot that it impacts on. We need 4 of these guys packed or compressed, so that is so much fun. So enjoyable. We're finally getting the bonks. I do need to get some more gravel. I just want to process more up. There we go. And the 4th one of these. Let's us start making something fun. And that is this right here, the resource generator. All right, so we've got the metals. We just need the chest here. I love that we've got so much EMC that we can do this. I just want to cheese some EMC here shortly, which I did do a little bit of EMC cheesing. I just want to look this up. Andesite. Yep. The one cheese method is still there, so. Now we can teach this to this system. We will be needing a lot of these. Let's see here. We're going to need at least 4 of them before the end of this episode, so not what I wanted to do. Did I not pick that up? All right, I don't know what happened with that. All right, so the next thing we need is a mechanical mixer, which requires one of these whisks and some of this basin. And you see we're still processing iron. I think we should have enough iron after this, because it's 5 for that. So 4 for another thing, and 8 in total. There we go. Oh. Our tree wanted to be useful. Our tree wanted to be useful. Wanted to grow up in my way. All right, 5 for this. 4 for this other thing. And 8 in total for the other item. We're gonna need quite a bit of copper. I'm gonna say 16 copper. Should be enough to start us out. Um, 4 for that. Wait. Oh, man. This is why I need to get a depot made up. So after this piece, I am going to pull that coal out for a split second, put some of this in here. Get some more of this in here so we can get, I think I need 2 of these or 3. Probably 4. We're gonna go 2 to start with. Some. All right, we got andesite here now. Zinc, andesite. Just trying to think here. It's a deep depot that we want. No EMC on that because, it has metal in it. Oh, it's andesite and an andesite alloy, and it's 1 alloy. Okay. I'm gonna make 9 alloys real quick. There we go. Well, that's one thing we're gonna need is basin, so I'm actually glad we did do more zinc. Uh, all right. Is it like this? Oh wait, depot. It's just an andesite alloy and an andesite casing. There we go. Super cheap. Super easy. We can set that right there.
Ow.
Go to it on this hotbar. There we go. Makes it easy to get those done. Pull that out. Grab this zinc out of here. And go back to copper. All right, so we've got 10 of those. And we should be able to make the whisk, which should let us make the machine mixer. Let's see here. Okay, so what if I decided to take that off of that, put that there, mixer there. It's not saying that we're going slow enough or too slow, so we've got that. And since we did that, we get this piece of netherite here. I haven't started messing around with these cogs yet. One of the things I want to do is teach this to the system. And this, along with 4 pieces here, gives us a blaze burner. And we're just going to stick the blaze burner underneath this right here. And the thing we want to do in this is put... Oh no. I gave it 1 too many iron. I need 8 iron. For this. So while we're doing that, do we have stripped logs in here? Do we have an axe yet? Yes. So we can just grab a piece of oak, set the oak down, right click, teach this the stripped version. Hit it with the copper. Right, there we go. We need some dried kelp. 1 piece. And the reason why we need 1 piece, we need a spout. We need another depot. I wish it would stop double clicking. You're gonna need some pipes, which is 2 flats and 1 regular ingot. So no, not that. There we go. 2 flat. right? And it is this, and we get fluid pipes. We take one of these fluid pipes along with a cog, and we get a mechanical pipe. And now we should be able to set that like that. That depot here. Spout, we'll shift right click it so it's right above there. And pipe. So now anything piped out of there goes in there. So we need to put those 8 in there. And you see it's not turning, so we've got to give this guy a little bit of fuel. He goes, ooh, fuel. And now we have molten iron. So I'm just looking at this and going, how are we getting the power over here? Hmm. Is one of these possible? Yeah, we can make a gearbox. Give ourselves a little bit of ability to do some funky stuff here. So, what if we take the gearbox here, turn it vertical? Yeah, we don't have the vertical ones taught to the system, but not that way. There we go. We do that. Couple pipes over here, and a big puck should power that. And we see that the molten iron goes up there. Now we will take one of these basic resource shells that we now have a quest complete for. And you'll see that it did 2 onto that. And now we can do this. And we now have the iron. 8 of these copper. If we find a way over here to... Wow, really? To this, we can put copper in here. Give this guy a little bit of fuel. And we get the copper one. We can easily do this, get the copper one done. All right, so there we go. Got the iron, copper. The zinc is the same thing. It's just 8 zinc ingots. One of these basic resource shells. There we go. Copper and now zinc. And coal is... how many of these coal? 16 pieces of coal. All right, so saying coal is the last resource we need to make one of those machines or basics of... Wait. I keep messing up, guys. I think it's my first time ever playing with Create. There we go, we got the molten coal over there. And we get this incomplete one, place it in here. Boom. We now have all of those quests completed, which now it's telling us to make a basic blob, which requires us to have pretty much a deployer. But before we do that, I'm going to take these 4, since they are our first 4 resources. I'm going to stick them into these 4 machines here. And show you this right here. You see that running on the top there. It's telling us how much until it gets done. Like it will tell us for all of these guys. So once this completes, it gives us 1 coal. So we have infinite coals now. We have infinite irons. Infinite zinc. And infinite copper here. So what I'm going to do real quick is, let's see here. We have 3 of these guys. I need to make 1 more. 1 more of these guys in here. And I could actually do something like this. 8 of those. Once we get this, we're gonna need some zinc as well. Or brass. I don't want those in there. I want this in here. And that should put that up to the full amount. So there we go. 1 bucket's worth of molten grout. All right. There we go. We got the copper up in there. And we'll take just one of these. There we go. And just one of these blobs. Get the sink one done. All right, get those guys in there. We got the iron one done. And we're gonna do another copper coal one. No. All right, and there's the last one of these guys. Done. Now we can turn them into the single use of these guys. All right, and we should be able to make deployers now. Just need one deployer. The deployer is brass. Brass is made by mixing 1 zinc and 1 copper. So got zinc, we got copper. We're gonna need 2 zincs, 2 copper. All right. Give you some fuel here. We'll set this stuff up in there. And there we go. We got 4 brass ingots. So that should allow us to make the hand. Oh, we're going to need one for the casing. All right, so the hand is what, this? There we go. We just need a brass casing, which is just a stripped log with a brass ingot. So stripped. And I wish there was an easy way of making brass, like there is in the alloy, but I don't know. The mixing way seems a little bit quicker because we can always pick up the speed. All right, so we don't need the boink boink here, or the boink boink, the one thing here right now. So no, let's see here. If we stand up here like this and look like, what if we, there we go. Now, to make the blob, I know this might seem like a lot, but iron, copper, coal, iron, copper, coal, zinc. And if I, okay. And we need, oh, we need another one of those basics. Because I just noticed it is a basic that we need. I did not count enough basics. That's my issue. All right, axe this. And I don't know, guys. What did you think of this episode? Are you liking this episode? It is a little bit longer than the first episode, but I wanted to finish at least this first chapter here, which after we get basic blob, we get the transmutation. Shard. So All right, there we go. We got the basic. So we set this basic there. All right, we see that we have the incomplete guy there. And okay, so now we got the basic blob. What we need to do is let it hit 10 times, and then it will turn into this basic transmutation blob. Now let's grep this out so we get that quest complete. All right. Pretty much we're just waiting for these things to finish up. Another quartz. Can we get this through millstoning, crushed netherite? Ooh. All right, there we go. We got the basic transmutation shard, which did finish the chapter progression here. So we've got this done, which gives us 3 more of those, 8 more of those. But it actually lets us get into the RS Nouveau Blood Magic. You know, 2 of my favorite things here. I'm surprised it's telling us to make brass after that, you know. But we get a mechanical crafter, crushing wheels, a little bit of extra stuff. We will be needing gold, so we will have to get the crushing wheels. Anyway, guys, if you like this episode, hit that like button. If you dislike this episode, go right ahead, hit that dislike button. Let me know why you did so down in the comments. Hit that subscribe if you've made it this far. It's really helping out this channel. And share it with all your friends. And until next time, later, Gators.